Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining me for Chair Yoga. This week's theme for me is daily practice. And I'll just share a quick story. When I started my studio in 2008, back in Sioux City, Iowa, I was afraid to use such a term, like as if I could ever convince anyone to do anything as a daily practice. So I've come a long way in my understanding of yoga and my trusting of its wisdom that I don't hesitate now to remind us all that a daily practice is really how we do life. So, I'm going to bring you to a book that I've also relied upon a lot. And this woman I was privileged enough to meet on my journey and over the years, Cindy Lee. And she says this, so it's kind of a good introduction. And it's called, her whole theme of this writing is daily practice. Yoga invites us to harmonize our body, breath, and mind as a way to experience wakefulness and compassion in our daily lives. The path of yoga involves physical exercises that enhance our cardiovascular system, strengthen our muscles, improve our digestive activity, and cleanse our entire body. It also includes breathing exercises that soothe our nervous system and meditation that develops mental clarity. The combination of these three aspects results in a sense of well-being, confidence, open-heartedness, and patience. So when we practice yoga, what we are really practicing is how to live a richer, more vivid, more connected life. Even though yoga is primarily a physical activity, the reason it enhances our entire life and even the lives of those around us is because of the mindfulness with which we approach our yoga program. So even though you may not embark on a particular hour set aside to do the movements and the postures that we start to identify as being yoga, that you can still understand, I guess, and appreciate today the idea of a daily practice being the mindfulness with which you approach your life. So that's our theme, and we're going to start that by doing some hip work for our class in terms of grounding. So a sense of bringing yourself into the awareness of your hips is a good place to begin because it's the root of our body. It's a place where we really are most connected to our sense of self here on this earth. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to bring up. Oh, I had this wonderful class experience this weekend I wanted to share with you. She used an example of a singing bowl. If any of you ever get a chance to participate in a singing bowl, or you might see it as sound healing or anything related to that, please do it. I mean, I tell you, it's just a beautiful, beautiful practice. I've been to many in Sarasota. So for those of you who are there, there's many opportunities in that area. But this teacher here over the weekend used the singing bowl in reference to the pelvic bowl. She was using the terms interchangeably, like the vessel. And get this, so the singing, if you're familiar with the singing bowl, it's just that, a bowl, but it is by tapping I don't know, a bar against the sides of it, it emits the sound, this beautiful tone that resonates within the bowl. And she was using the example that, that's how we are. We come into this earth with this open bowl, this vessel, this singing, this living, this, being ourselves that, resonates as this vibration, a beautiful vibration. But then we start piling on our worries, our concerns, our doubts, our fears, our doing. And she started putting in like cloths into the bowl before long with all these ideas of what we start adding. It was full, it was just full of all this stuff. So then when she's tapping the bowl, there was no sound. It was like a thud. So it was just a wonderful example of, that idea of how we can try to use our yoga practice as a way of cleaning house on a daily basis, to clear out those things. Those are how we get so stuck in our thinking about the past, reverberating, all of that, things we did wish we would have done. And then the other, end of that is that we worry about the future. When in fact, again, what yoga is calling us to is to be in this present moment. That's the reality. That is our only reality. And that is a place of peace. That is a healing environment. So anyway, wanted to start us off with that. We're going to, and again, this is a hip opening practice. So if there's any part of it that you're finding some challenge with, I just always want to encourage you to modify, do what you can, express it the way you can, and wait for the next movement or the next thing that maybe is a little more suitable for where you are today. So let us begin. Have a seat in your chair without using the backrest, and let's bring our block to the inner thighs. So if you can sit nice and tall and feel your feet to the earth, and begin this process starting with the soles of your feet all the way up, this awareness of the body, maybe closing your eyes so that you can really concentrate on this experience from the inside out, giving your block a little squeeze, just enough that it keeps the block in place. And really engage the abdominal wall so it feels like you're pulling your belly muscles in and up. That's going to be the best technique to support our pelvic organs. That idea of strengthening and toning the lower abdominal wall in and up with that engagement. Feel your shoulder blades on the back body. Try to push them back. They may need some help. We'll do that in a moment. But just finding your way into what is now, how your shoulder blades are on your back or not. And lifting up your heart center. So letting that chest bone lift. Let's close eyes and turn palms up on our lap. And find your connection to your breathing just as it is. So you're just aware of the breath moving through your body. So pay attention to the sensation of your breath in your body. You don't have to try to manipulate it. You're just noticing it and connecting to this moment through your breath. Try to soften your facial muscles. Relax your jaw. I can guarantee you there is no pose today that we're going to do. There is no efforting we're going to do that's going to require you to scrunch up your face or to tighten your jaw. So you can start right away releasing that. Full breath now, in and out. So now we start to engage, participate in the breath. So we're encouraging a fuller breath, a longer breath. And I want you to assign a number. So counting your inhale, just counting how long it takes for you to inhale completely. And then when you exhale, you're going to match that number or even add a number. So it could be as long as, if not a little longer than your inhale. So just assign a number and don't worry. I'm not going to give you a number so that you start to think there must be a right way to do it. I want you to just find out what is the length of your inhale by counting it, and then exhale that same number or longer. And relax into that. It's just a method. It's just a way to see if we can even out the breathing, even out the inhale and the exhale. There's no competition. There's no judgment about our yoga practice. Excellent. Next inhale comes in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. Ah. Inhale through the nose deeply and exhale, make noise. Ah. That reverberation in the body is part of the healing. Last time with that sigh, inhaling, then sigh it out with some noise. Ah. And let your breath return to its normal rhythm. Palms are open. It's our mudra of receptivity. And I want you to set your own intention for your practice today. What is you need from this practice of yoga? This connection to your body, mind, and spirit. And then exhale it out like, okay, that's settled. Got that done. Let's flutter the eyes open and inhale with me as we bring palms together up and overhead. Feel the gentle touch of your palms together as you push your feet into the ground so that you've got the strength of your entire body to lift your arms up in such a way. You want to feel very active in your leg muscles and that you feel the whole trunk of your body lifting and elevating your shoulders and your arms. Find a full breath now that runs through the full length of your body, from the soles of your feet all the way through your body to the palms of your hands. Stay with a full breath in and out. As straight of arms as we can. We're trying not to bend our elbows if we can do that. Arms, of course, are gliding past the ears if that's possible. One more full breath. On your exhale, let's open up into the cactus position. So our elbows now are lifted up to the level of our armpits, and we're going to open and close. So here's our inhale, open, and our close is bringing those forearms together. So I want you to just start a pattern of movement. Connecting breath and movement is vinyasa. Inhale, open, expand. Exhale, close it on down. And notice the difference in your body when you're doing that. So notice what's involved with open and close of those arms. How you feel perhaps your shoulder blades moving around. Exhale completely. That slows it way down. I always realize for myself that I'm at a quicker pace than I really want to illustrate. I really do want you to see if you can get all the way through your exhale, all the way into that inhale. Let's open and hold and then drop your hands down so elbows are up. And so you're lifting with the use of your triceps. So I want you to just keep those arms, those upper arms elevated, and the forearms are dropping down. Pull in the belly, feel your whole body helping you out here. Excellent. Let's return now to a T shape, or I shouldn't say return, to find our T shape with our palms open and our hands spread open wide, stretching your fingers away from each other, palms stretching open and thumbs pointing behind you. Inhale with me to come up. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. We're going to bow into ourselves. Inhale up, and exhale, go back to the T. Let's do two more of those. Inhale up. Exhale, heart, bow into yourself. It's just setting the stage here for our practice, this honoring of ourselves all the way through, taking good care. Inhaling up, exhale, bow. Up, and all the way open and all the way down, around. I want you to slide your hands behind you now as we come into the cow position. So you've arched your back body, rounding through. Let your arms extend out in front, or just glide your hands along your thighs if that works better. This is movement of the spine. These are our warm-ups. We're just waking up the body, making sure we feel the movement through each vertebrae. We're trying to really exaggerate the movement so you can feel this wake-up call throughout the length of your spine. Find your full inhale and exhale. You're trying to express this as a vinyasa as well. We're going to meet in the cow position. That's that extended spine. So you're really lifting up your chest bone and arms are pulling way back. I want you to work on that. Turning your hands so it's like you're pushing your palms back toward the wall behind you. So a little different position of your hands, like as if you're trying to shove your hands, your palms toward the wall behind you. Beautiful. Lifting back to our T shape. Turn your palms to face forward. Let's try a diagonal stretch. We're just going to turn our head to look up. I want you to just work on your neck here. That's all I've done is created a way that we can start realizing our range of movement in our body right now as we sit here. So I want you to look up and then look down. Take your time, drag your chin through your chest. Keep your arms where they are. Hands are open wide. This is all about the neck. We've got our arms in a position of strength, which is good for us. Stomping your feet into the ground still helps, keeping your whole body active. But primarily, what we're doing is exploring the range of movement available in our neck right now. So gently, mindfully, start looking around, moving your head, paying attention to how your neck feels. And the next time that you find yourself looking at the hand that is reaching down to the floor, stay with that. Simply switch your arms so that the other side now has reached the floor and this one is reaching up, and we're going to do the same thing here. Remember, it's just about your neck. It just gives you a different viewpoint here. Strong body position. And it just gives us an opportunity to explore our range of movement in the neck. See if you can loosen it up a little bit just by these gentle movements that you start to, introduce a little more movement where there was none, and it'll give you more range, more ease. Let's bring our gaze back to center. Our arms are going to come back to a T and then just close those in and open them wide and lift up. Let's find a little pattern here where we're just kind of greasing through the shoulders now, up and back to T, and then we close them down. Let's add that pushing back. Our palms are pushing to the wall behind us. We'll add that to our pattern. Open wide, come together, lift up. Let's push it back, forward and open. I'm just making it up as I go. It's just a pattern, so you see, you can adjust it however seems more appropriate for you. And push back. Let's meet with that push back. So we've got the back body in that arched position we call cow pose. Hold it there. Stomp your feet into the ground. Feel the strength of your body. Good. Let's take the block and put it under the chair or someplace so it's not in your way. Let's start now with a wider angle. We're going to get into the hips now. So we open up into a wider stance. So that's going to automatically externally rotate our thigh bones out of the hip joint. So I want you to start with our Sufi roll. So hands are on the fleshy part of your thighs. Keep your belly engaged. Let's keep strong in that abdominal core there. So I want you to circle around a big mindful circle, and your your head and neck, that's what that combined is in alignment. So you're just keeping your head kind of central, neutral, kind of protecting your neck by doing that mindfully. Keep your belly engaged. It's just turned on instead of off, so it doesn't have to be a powerhouse kind of engagement, but it's definitely helpful in knowing that you've got that core strength engaged there. And it's a big circle. Go as deep forward as you can and just find your range here. We're trying to connect with the fluid nature of our pelvis. Next time you're forward in your motion, I'm going to turn to the side. You don't need to. You're kind of halfway down and you create that angle, that diagonal angle of your spine. Spread your hands away from your body, bring your arms away from your body into like winged position, and then see if you can fold a little deeper and feel that in your thighs as you bring your chest forward and you're bringing the trunk of your body deeper toward the floor. Your legs have to be super involved, don't they? And then come back up and find a place that feels really strong to you, like, wow, that takes a lot of strength here. And then give yourself a full breath in and out. Relax your neck and come all the way back up. And hands are going to come back to the lap. Take a breather now. Catch up with your breathing, any adjustment your body needs. See if you can remember where you were going in your circular direction. Let's try it a different way now. I don't remember. I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah, usually people start clockwise. So if you're kind of confused, I'll bet you started clockwise. That seems to be our nature. But do the best you can. It's not a big problem if you're doing it again the very same way. We're just loosening up. Let's come back to center now. Just take a breath and lift up tall, keep the belly engaged. Let's bring our hands to the chair. Maybe you'll just hold on to them right behind you, or you can just let them drop alongside the chair's frame. We're going to move one knee in toward the other one. So it's just that movement. I want you to do 8 of those. So for me, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and come back open. Take a little breather and go to the other leg. The same thing, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and come back to center. Hands are coming now to our shoulders. So I want you to just sit up tall, get your arms up, and begin some movement side to side, just loosening up the waistline. Keep a nice strong core strength in there. You still feel the belly engaged, pulling the belly button in towards your spine. Just loosening up through the waistline. Let your arms help you. They're just kind of helping you turn. Flip-flopping around. You know, there's a breath practice here if you always like to use that. I'll remind you of that. It's an inhale one way and an exhale the other. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, it quickens the breath. It warms up the body. Optional. You might not want to apply that. And let's come back to center and relax those arms and shrug the shoulders up and down. And again, resetting the body, releasing any tension that might have gathered in the shoulders. I want you to now lift up those high knees from this position. So again, maybe holding onto the chair gives you the leverage you need. Lift up high. I'm just scooting myself a little closer to the front edge of the chair, giving me a little more freedom of movement with my legs. Try doing it twice on each side, like a double pump, and flex your foot. So you're very purposeful that your foot is engaged in a flexed position. More musculature then. You've got more muscles working in your legs by doing that. Let's do it some more. Stay with it. And all the way down. Oops, I think I didn't even it out. So here we go. We're back to our hands on our thighs, and we're back to circling around. It's kind of we'll use this as a reset, a calming down and a catching up with our breath as we continue to circle around that pelvic bowl. We're cleaning out all those add-ons that I was telling you about. We're opening up the space of the pelvis now so it can sing. Let's change the direction of our circle. And then let's come back to center and bring your legs back to hips distance apart. Take that right knee and hug your knee into your chest, holding on to it with your shin. So pulling your leg up and into your chest and belly, and see if you can hover the other leg away from the chair. So a straight leg is hovering out. Now you're going to have to lean back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a side view. There's really no way to balance without somewhat of a leaning back. So you're into this pull and push. Good, and then we're going to put the straight leg, our standing leg, back on the floor, so no extended leg anymore. We've still just got that hug knee into the chest. Hold it. Now bring yourself forward. You don't need to be in a lean position now. See if you can get your spine vertical again. That's it. You'll feel a difference. And then we're going to interlace our hands underneath that thigh. So we've got the right leg straight out in front of us, like we're going to do the splits. So I want you to stretch it out with as little bend in the knee as you can, right out in front of you. And then start moving your hand to support that leg as it lifts. Pay attention to your body. You're not watching me on the screen. You don't need to. You're straightening your leg and you're following the guidelines, the information that your body is giving you about what works well for you to kind of like do the splits, trying to lift that straight leg up as much as you can. You've got the whole left side of your body grounded to support you. Now let's breathe deeply. When you feel like you've reached your max, that's it, I can't lift that leg anymore, then breathe into this. Let your body have benefit of your full breath awareness in this very posture. We're going to bend that knee with the leg as high as it is. Bend the knee and see if you can get a hold of your foot in some way. I'm going to use the pinky edge of my foot. That's what I recommend. If you can bend your knee and get a hold of the pinky edge of your foot, you're not holding onto your pinky toe, you're holding onto your foot, but on that pinky edge, on the little toe side. And then I want you to open that away from you a little. So use both hands, use your arms. So it's a bent knee and it's moving from center to external. So you're moving from neutral to a more external rotated position. Oh, see if we can sit up tall. It's not easy, is it? I'm sure there's going to be some rounding of the back here. Just do the best you can to stay open. And you can use your hands any way that feels supportive. Now this one's really tricky. See if you can bend it in even more and then back to a little straightening. So let's bend and straighten. Use both hands. Any amount is helpful. So if it's not looking like what you're seeing me do and you think I can't do this right, you're doing it right because you're doing it at all. So you're just moving, paying attention to what your body is agreeable to. And believe me, your hip is benefiting from that. Your leg is getting stronger. It kind of resembles a squat, a half of doing a squat, one side at a time. Let's bring that leg back to its neutral position and restore that foot to the floor. Take a pause now as you catch up with your breath and maybe reset. That poor back body probably needs some help here to find some strength again because we had to, kind of curl ourselves around a little bit to hold up our leg. Let's go to the other side now. Grab hold of the shin, hug the knee into the chest here on the left side, and then this is the push and pull. So you're going to lean back a little bit so you can extend your right leg out, push through the sole of your foot. A straight leg is sticking out. The bent knee is pulling in, and we're finding our breath. Feel the strength of it. Really hold on to that leg as you're pulling it in. It's like gives you some leverage. It's like really helping you to elevate that extended leg. It provides the balance. Exhale completely. We're going to put that foot on the floor. That is our standing leg now. That's going to be our source of grounding. And we're going to slip our interlaced hands underneath the thigh now and extend that leg straight out. So we're on that left side, straight leg. And we're going to, again, when you're ready, start to move into the splits. So you're starting to lift your foot up, lift your leg, a straight leg up. Now, if you can hold on to your foot, great, please do that. If you need to hold your calf or even under your thigh as a better option for you, then that's what you'll do. Pay attention to your body. You got some tools here. Your body is going to give you all the information you need. Remember how we always we always use our breath. When our breath becomes choppy and difficult, that's our sure sign that the body is saying, hold up, a little bit too much. But if you're able to find a deep breath, a nice consistent breath, your body is giving you a green light. We're going to bend the knee now, holding onto the pinky edge of the foot and using your hands to support you in any way and rotating that leg away from center. So start by just moving it from center to external rotation. Try to sit tall as best you can, just as best you can. All in service of bringing our hips into better health, greater health and mobility within the whole dimension of our pelvic bowl. Inside, there's muscles, that are on the inside wall of that pelvic bony structure. We're in there now. We're in there. Now see if you can straighten and bend. It's like you're trying to bend your knee in towards your armpit. Straighten and bend any amount and holding your leg in any way that works for you. So if holding onto your foot is just not going to happen, then maybe you're holding onto your underside of your thigh, but you still got the same movement going. Couple more. Let's come back to center and bring that foot to the floor. I want you to move through your cow and your cat as a reset. Start to roll through your spine now. Keep your feet planted. Get your back body to move. Good. We're going to come to our neutral position, our mountain pose. Turn your palms forward. I want you to stay put. I'm going to turn to the side because I want you to have a side view, but you don't need to do that. So you're in your mountain pose, palms forward. I'm just turning to give a side view. Let's deepen the breath. Sit up real tall. Lengthen your spine. Feel the very crown of your head above your tailbone. Somehow you could draw that line from the crown of your head down to the tailbone. And then breathe through the length of your spine now that you've drawn that line. Let the breath start at the pelvic bowl, start at the very perineum, and let it pull up, 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 up to the crown of your head. And exhale it down the very same pathway. That spinal column, the movement we're experiencing here in our breath and our meditation, is called the Sushumna channel. It's the central energy channel, I should say, of the body. The Sushumna energy channel is the central channel of energy movement. Now hold on to that awareness of breath because we're going to need it. Let's bring palms to the lap and just stay with that real full breath, even if it's not as precise as what I just described. And extend your arms away so you're coming forward and bringing your back body into more of a diagonal. See if you can press into your feet as though you're going to lift your bottom up off the chair. I don't want you to lift yourself off the chair, but I want you to feel like you're just about ready to do so. So you feel super engaged in your thighs, in your legs, in your buttocks. Full breath in and out now. Find that breath, that long breath. Super strong legs, super strong in the buttocks. Palms come together. We're still, in that very engaged position. I want you to turn so your left elbow comes to the outside of your thigh. So you've got this twist. Strong with the legs, fullness of breath. Let's come out of it. Keep your palms together and just simply go to the other side. Just start to move, twisting, starting with your lower body like we always do. The fundamentals of twist starts low and works its way up. Complete your breath cycle each and every time. And we'll come back to center. Hands are going to come to the thighs. We're going to bring ourselves back upright to our mountain position. Full breath in and out. I want you to layer your arms, just forearms layering, doesn't matter which one's on top, and start turning side to side. Just get loosened up with that. And then we're going to add some movement of the legs. I think you need to be very far forward toward the front edge of your chair, so that when you come forward, you can bring opposite elbow to a knee, and then turn and turn. That's the sequence. Turn and turn, knee to elbow, opposite elbow, turn and turn, turn and turn. Last time, elbow to knee, turn and turn. Excellent. Let's come back and shake that all out. We'll scoot our feet underneath us so we can pop ourselves up and out of the chair. I want you to do that a few times, 4 or 5 times. And if you want to add your arms, that you're ready to start, get your whole body involved, please be as creative about that as you want to be, or just keep it as simple as you'd like it to be. So up and down, just using our strength and balance to get us up and out of that chair. Good. When we come up, I want you to move your chair in such a way. I don't think we're going to need our blocks again, so let's move that to the side, so that you have the back side, the high side of the chair available to you, and you might decide that once in a while you need to touch that. But for now, I want you to open up your feet wider than your hips, a nice wide stance. And hands are at the hips, so you feel that you got a hold of your pelvis as we start circling around in our hula hoop. So shoulders and head are pretty stationary as much as we can do it, so that we're really isolating the movement in the pelvis. It requires a lot of bend of the knee. Don't lock your knees for this, absolutely not. Circle your hips. And really try to be specific that you're getting a circle made. You're coming forward with those hips, side, back, side, front. You're really trying to get the full circle. And if there's a particular part of that circle that's like tight, gives you a lot of feedback and the sensation, stay with that. Stay with that area. Try to work it out. Let's change the direction of the circle. If you haven't done that already, let's do it now. And coming back to our neutral position, I want you to start walking in place with this wide angle. Again, the chair is real helpful if you want to get steadier. And then bring it back to center where you're like walking in place like you typically would. So bringing your feet more hips distance apart. They go from wide to center, back to wide. Now this is also a balance. I want you to start trying to realize and kind of introduce yourself to the fact that while you're doing this, it requires balance. And you're just mindful about the steps and about how your body weight is shifting. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. And how much time you spend on each step, out there, in there, that's up to you. Use your own creativity. Let your body guide you. Just having this wide range of movement in our hips today. Excellent. Let's come back now to mountain. Pull the belly way in. Turn your palms facing forward. Shoulders back and down. Really strong pose. Head, neck, and spine in alignment. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And then just let your breath catch up. It's a nice steady breath. We've been moving. Catch up with your breath now, but do it in a posture. Even if you decided to sit right back down, which is fine, sit down and sit with purpose and catch up with your breath. Full breaths coming in and out. You might open your mouth and sigh it out a few times. Absolutely excellent way to catch up with your breathing. Let's flutter the eyes open and have your hand, your standing leg is near the chair. That's how we'll define our standing leg here. And so that same side hand is on the chair as well. I think you need a little bit of space so you're not terribly close to the chair. Move away and see if you can lift up. Just practice lifting a straight leg up and away from you. So it's a straight leg out, knees pointing forward, toes are pointing forward. Now lift and hold and get that arm straight along your ear here. And then just see about the angle that you can create. Can you really get the leg higher? You know, just find the angle that works best for you. As little grip on the chair as you can. So you're relying on the strength of your standing leg. Let's give it a full breath cycle. Very strong leg that's extended and arm. Give it another breath cycle. And then let's come all the way down and shake out, shake out. I'm going to turn around. I think that's going to work fine. And rather than move my chair, let's just do the same thing. So I'm just turning around and we're going to start with the leg lift. So we're just kind of patterning the body for where we're going to go. Same thing now, lifting and extending that arm across your ear, across your head, finding the best angle for you, strengthening that standing leg. Full breath in and out. One more. Come all the way down, shake it out. We're going to turn the chair so that the seat of the chair is facing you. You got the low side, so we can use it to create our tabletop. Now I might be rushing you, so if you need to take a pause here and connect with your breath, please do so. Start by bringing nose to knee, just lifting up and rounding through the back body, nose to knee. Switch sides, nose to knee, rounding through the back body. And back to our tabletop. So the tabletop is defined as that your back body is the tabletop and your arms are legs to that table. So are your legs. And I want you to bend that outside knee and start making circles. Turn so you can look at it if that feels good and gives you a sense of balance and a sense of got a better sense of your bearings here. 5 circles at least. Change the direction for a couple if you can. So you've done as many circles over here. 5 and 5 if you could do it. 5 going one way and 5 going the other way. Good, bring both feet to the floor. I want you to just start walking back to stretch your body out into our downward dog. A quick visit to our downward dog stretch. Walk yourself forward, round, bend your knees like crazy, round your back body. So your head comes up slowly, slowly. And just hold it in a mountain pose as you catch up with your breath and let your body reset itself. Any movement your body is craving, by all means, listen to that. If you can stand still and just simply breathe, choose that. Deepen the breath. We're going to do circles on the other side. So we're coming back to our tabletop position, switching now to the other leg. So we can draw those 5 circles going in the same direction. And then trying to change the direction for 5 or a few, whatever you can do. See if you can just get that leg moving, circling, and changing direction. Keeping your tabletop of your back in place. It takes efforting. It seems like that leg is heavy. I understand. So it's taking a lot of breath. Use it. Use a loud breath to help facilitate that. Both feet to the ground. Start walking away from the chair and stretch out into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot so that you're able to move your hips, sway your hips from side to side. So your knees definitely are bent here. Hips are swaying side to side. Think of it as rocking your body. You're just rocking to calm your nervous system. And let's start walking toward the chair. Again, bend your knees quite a bit, round through your back body. Let your chin drop towards your chest and slowly, slowly bringing your body upright. And finally, your head lifts. Stay right where you are. Find your mountain pose, very purposeful. Full breath in and out to restore your breath to its normal rhythm. Try not to lock your knees. Stand in the position that feels strong and feels purposeful, but feels very stable. Good. And we're going to do a balance pose here. Coming back with our palms to the chair. I'm going to just have to, I can't trying to figure out a way to mirror this for you. So I'm going to simply tell you how I'm doing it, and then you'll pair it accordingly to how you're facing your chair. So I've got my left hand staying on the chair and my left foot with the toes pointing toward the chair. That's becoming my standing position, my standing leg and sort of my standing arm. But I'm going to lift, rotate the hips so that when I come with my leg up in the air, all of a sudden the knees are facing forward. The knee was facing this direction. Now it's going to be facing forward, straight leg up, and I'm going to bring my hand, I'm going to use the chair. I can do it this way, and then maybe hand can come to the waist. Use your chair however is supportive for you. Let's come back, kind of disentangle from that step by step. I want you to bend and straighten, so do some squat-like movements. I'm not going to turn my chair, so you're going to see the back side of me, but you really, if you can avoid looking at the screen, do, because you can pay more attention to what you're doing if you're looking at your chair, paying attention to your body. So I'm shifting now. The right side of me is going to be my standing side. And I'm rotating my left knee out and away from the midline. And I'm using the chair to support. I got the standing leg. This side, I had patterned the body already. So this second side for me has been pretty easily accessible. I think it's because I taught myself on the other side. Full breath comes in and out. Now I know I've really come into this. I've really allowed my body to absorb this position. The strength, the flexibility, the balance. And then disentangling from that, both feet come to the floor. Let's try opening our feet wide, maybe at least as wide as the chair, if not more so. Hold on to the chair and do some squats where you come into a bent knee. Hips are way back, so you're pulling the weight of your body away from your knees. Those squats are pulling back towards your, back. The weight is more in your heels. If you're able to squat and hold, do that, either holding onto the chair or hands to the prayer position. Coming back up and rounding through the back body all the way up to snake. Now find your breath in and out. Mountain pose. Don't lock your knees. Good. And then we're coming back to sit. I want you to sit in such a way that I'm going to suggest you have your block at your back, so it allows you to have the support to sit upright. If you like it between your shoulder blades, great. That's a good way for me to do it too. Sometimes people like it at their low back. They'll put it right at the sacrum, and that seems to give them the support that works best for their back. So find how that block, or eliminate the block, of course, if that's not necessary for you, it doesn't seem useful. But we're in an upright position. We want to feel that we have lengthened through and found a definite verticality for our Sushumna central energy channel. And I wanted to teach you another mantra. I'm going to teach it as a mantra, so the spoken word, but what I've sent you on our email this morning was the Kirtan Kriya. So it's done as a song, and it's something I have used for years as a very powerful meditation for myself. I can't tell you how many times that has been a game changer for me. And it's kind of ties into our theme today of daily practice, because again, the daily practice, if we look at it as a broader sense, is our daily practice of bringing ourselves into the moment, of reminding ourselves not to ruminate on the past and not to worry about the future, but to stay where we are. And this is a mantra that was designed exactly for that. If you can remember back when we were working on our 8 limbs of yoga and we did the yamas and the niyamas, we ran across the yama called satya, S-A-T-Y-A, truthfulness. This one is based on that very same root of the word, and it's sat, S-A-T, nam, N-A-M, sat nam, and that is a mantra that is reminding us that I am truth. This reality is truth. Truth is here and now. It's not the memory. It's not the future worries. It's here and now. And it gives you we have a little mudra to add to that. So it really helps you to connect to this in a very powerful way. So the mudra is this, that both hands are in use. You're touching your thumb to first your index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. So it goes sa, ta, na, ma. Just makes it more rhythmic to add that little ah at the end. It's the very same idea, doesn't change the meaning of it whatsoever. Sa, ta, na, ma. So it adds an extra syllable. Sat is the fingers, your index finger to thumb. Ta is the middle finger. Na, ring finger. Ma. So here we go. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, I want you to close your eyes now and do this either aloud as a whisper or just silently in your head to your own little rhythm of movement. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Eyes closed, feeling the touch as a way of grounding yourself into this moment, each and every syllable. Sa, ta, na, ma. You can touch the reality. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Stay with it. I'm timing us. We're going to do it another full minute. Nice and tall with your energy channel lifted. Connecting to the present moment, finger by finger, syllable by syllable. Truth. The truth of this reality is right here, right now. This is where truth resides. Sa, ta, na, ma. Let's bring our hands to our lap now and take the block out from behind you so you can lean back into the chair rest. Any movement your body would like now. So if there's some movement of the head, for example, stretching out your neck, any reset your body needs, Guide yourself from there into your Shavasana. And just bring yourself into that inner body, the reverberation, the tone that you can feel in your inner body. I've always described it as aliveness or vibrancy, but you might have a different experience. That's where I want you to rest with me. Rest on the inner body with this sense of aliveness pulsing through your body. Let your breath rest. So your breath comes back to a restful state. But we honor that breath all the way through to the end of our class by paying attention to it. Relax your mouth. Soften your neck. Let your belly be soft. Relax your shoulders. Let the chair hold you. Connecting to the inner body. When we practice yoga, what we are really practicing is how to live a richer, more vivid, more connected life. Even though yoga is primarily a physical activity, the reason it enhances our entire life and even the lives of those around us is because of the mindfulness with which we approach our yoga program. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale it out of your mouth with that big sigh of ah. 2 more breath cycles just like that. Ah. Ah. Now flutter your eyes open, and we're bringing our hands to the Lotus Mudra, also known as the Padme Mudra. So you're bringing your pinkies together, your thumbs together. So you create what looks like a lotus, and it's like a vessel. And we're bringing that vessel right in toward the heart center, right in toward the chest bone. So you can feel that it's a space, a little vessel for us to fill. So I want you to just find your breath and see what fills you up right now. And keeping your hands in the mudra, eyes open or closed, your choice. Let's inhale together as we lift that mudra up and overhead. We exhale and bring it back to our heart. We bow in. We lift up. And this time we let our arms spread away from the body as we share those blessings all the way through our communities. Palms come together at the heart. we bow into ourselves and to one another. Namaste, my friends. Thank you all for joining me, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Thank you, Julie.